This is Fieldsports Channel News. The Westminster Government is holding up plans to list hunting practices for their intangible cultural heritage. A UNESCO scheme has already inscribed falconry as protected, but a bottleneck at the Department of Culture, Media and Sport may stop the UK from ratifying that for years. The DCMS is taking nominations to list performing arts, festivals and customs, sports, games and culinary practices. It says it's expecting hundreds or maybe thousands of nominations and plans to list only one per year.
Yeah, when you think there could be 700 or 1,000 things in the UK that should be added, as in lace making, Morris dancing, even things like Notting Hill Carnival, all these things. So, I mean, it's across the board and all should obviously be added. They're an important cultural heritage for the UK. If they add one a year, we're talking about 700 to 1,000 years.
A much-loved shooting industry couple have died within days of each other. Doug and Shirley Florent owned and ran the thriving Oxford Gun Company shooting ground and gun shop. The couple competed together at international sporting shoots in the 1970s and set up the London Gun Company before moving to Oxfordshire in 1988, where they introduced thousands of people to shooting through their Have a Go days. Our thoughts are with their family, who continue to run the business. Raging wildfires in Scotland have prompted calls to stop burning fire breaks. Meanwhile, the Scottish Government intends to enforce the licensing regime for muirburn from the 15th of September 2025. Now, organisations including BASC have asked the government to delay the start of licensing until the 26-27 season, partly in the hope that it's a wetter year and this policy will do less damage to nature. Upland keepers have expressed doubt about the practicality and workability of the proposals. The Scottish Government's Muirburn Code is still under active consultation by Nature Scot.
The Muirburn Code remains in its current state, unfit for purpose and unworkable for land managers, gamekeepers and practitioners. Wildfire prevention is extremely important and this code must absolutely be correct before we proceed with any form of licensing regime.
A deerstalker has designed an app for other deerstalkers. Steve McCabe has come up with the new Huntsman app because of his frustration with American and European alternatives. He tried different apps while stalking, including measuring tools, and as a result, he has designed a UK-specific stalking tool. Features allow you to map your stalking areas, record shots, sightings, and more.
It features fully integrated OS mapping, deer species info from the BDS, accurate weather forecasts, along with tools to manage your cull records. You can connect with other local stalkers, plan outings and stay organised throughout the season.
A shooter has tried to frame an estate in Angus. The man from Forfar laid toxic traps to try and make it look like the Gynde estate was involved in raptor poisoning. Forfar Sheriff Court heard that he laid 4 pheasant carcasses laced with rat poison in the hope of framing estate bosses who revoked his family's shooting rights. The man admitted in court that between the 30th of January and the 3rd of February 2023, he set out a poisonous, poisoned or stupefying substance that could be likely to cause injury to wild birds coming into contact with it. He will be sentenced on the 5th of June 2025 once reports have been prepared. The Antis have a new word. The Protect the Wild Anti-Hunting Group has launched a website called hunthavoc.info. It aims to log what it calls the chaos that surrounds hunting with hounds. It wants fellow Antis to contact their MPs and ask them to visit the website. It includes no incidents of hunt-sab violence against people, horses or hounds. The laws around poaching, and specifically hare poaching, have had a boost. Following high-profile cases of mass trespass in the Cambridgeshire Fens, police and the courts have strengthened powers under the Police Crime Sentencing and Courts Act 2022. The Act amends the Game Act 1831 and the Night Poaching Act of 1828 to increase the fines and allow for custodial sentences up to 6 months or both. It creates 2 specific offences of trespass with intent to search for or to pursue hares with dogs and being equipped for searching for or pursuing hares with dogs. Police can now seize vehicles and recover the costs of kennelling confiscated dogs, and courts can now make disqualification orders for owning or keeping a dog. And finally, the church in Sweden has lowered rents for hunters in areas with wolves. The wolves have spread to Vexia Diocese lands in the south of the country. It's not because of the danger of hunting near wolves, it's because the wolves eat so much of the game. Thanks to Per Holmseth for the story. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking stories, fishing for facts.